Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mengs, and I welcome you guys to my LTC 0% growths playthrough of Fire Emblem The Swinging Sword. This is the Fire Emblem hack that I made in a week, and I released an alternate version of the ROM where characters don't gate stats when they level up. That is what 0% growths means. And I'm gonna try to play through my hack as quickly as possible, beating it in the lowest amount of turns, while also having units that don't level up. Now, you know that you're playing on this ROM by looking at Marp's portrait. You can see that he has a special pin on his chest there that symbolizes that you're playing on the 0% growths version. Now, just because your characters don't get stats when they level up doesn't mean that experience doesn't matter, because you still want them to promote, and you can still rely on other bonuses like stat boosters and promotion gains. On the first turn here, I trade a hand axe over to Jaigania along with a vulnerary. This will allow her to clean up most of the soldiers in the midsection of the map. Place Bulko on the southern fort and Bolt on the northern fort, and I set up Shido in a position to get a kill on the next turn. I position Marp so that he will attract one of the mercenaries, because while it is important to give Bulko kills, he will usually reach level 10 just fine on his own, whereas Shido needs a little bit more help because she doesn't really have an enemy face. But Bulko is fantastic. He's probably going to be one of the first units I promote after Shido, because he's just insanely tanky. He can tank pretty much everything except for mages. Now, a soldier with a horse lair attacks Jaigania here on the first turn, but usually doesn't hit her because she has weapon triangle advantage against him, and she will clear up a lot of the other soldiers as well. Now, you do want to hold Jaigania back a little bit. She's obviously very important to this run, but if she takes too much experience, your other units might struggle to promote by the time Master Seals start dropping in Chapter 3. Now, the two fighters, Rolf and Dolph, they're going to be very important. Notice that I'm putting them next to each other because they have a very fast support. Bolt is positioned on the fort, where he has plenty of avoid, and the two Pegasus Knights on this map have javelins, so they'll just suicide right into him on the first turn. Now, the northern village looks like it is in danger right now, but it actually isn't, because brigands will always attack over going for villages, so as long as you place a unit in their range, you're fine. Now, as turn 2 rolls in here, I attack this mercenary with Shido. Again, you need to struggle a little bit to give her kills because she's very frail, so it's important that you set them up for her. Now, Jaigania goes for this archer right here with her hand axe. He wields a longbow, so he threatens Shido. You don't need to hit him on this turn. It's actually completely fine. You can kill him on the next turn, but I was a little bit lucky here. Bolt helps the two fighters clean up this mercenary, and as I attack him, I notice that my hit rates are a little bit low, but then I realize I actually forgot to pop the support. You can get their support incredibly fast, and it boosts their accuracy, so it's a very good one. You can see that it increased Rolf's hit chance up to 70% here. Getting Rolf and Dolph and A support early on can make this game considerably easier. Now, I'm going to use Bulko to deal with most of the fighters. One of them has a hammer, so I gotta be a little bit careful, but he can usually take a hit from it. Now, Shido dodges the attack from the soldier here. She doesn't need to do that, but it helps. It means I don't have to heal her up with a vulnerary. But as I said, we really have to make sure that she reaches level 10 as soon as possible. This brigand goes for Marp. Marp doesn't need any experience, so giving him kills on a 0% growth run is pointless, but he's just being used to bait this brigand away. As turn 3 rolls in, I move Marp closer to the throne, and I attack the boss with Jaigania. The boss has a devil axe, and he actually ends up backfiring on himself here, so that allows me to kill him in one turn. This isn't really necessary, but it looks cool. I move Bulko away and attack with a javelin to get out of range of the fighter with the hammer. And I give Shido another kill. Up in the north, I'm moving towards the village, which I still haven't visited yet, and I ensure that the fighters remain next to each other to keep working on their supports. Support points can actually overflow in Binding Blade, and it is possible to build 2 supports in a single chapter. Granted, you don't miss the 50 support point cap that is present in every chapter. Rolf is definitely the better out of the two fighters because his speed is so much higher. Dolph will mostly be a support bot in this run, standing behind his brother and giving him that incredibly important accuracy boost. Now, at the start of turn 4, I realized that I probably could have seized the map on this turn if I moved more optimally. I definitely think it's possible to seize in 4 turns, but I still need an extra turn to pick up villages and gather treasure, as well as mop up the remaining enemies, so I consider this worth it. Bolt visits the northern village to pick up 5,000 gold. This will be useful in the next chapter. Bolko goes back to the forge, where the hammer-wielding fighter is much less likely to hit him. However, he does one-shot him back, so it's not like he has to endure his attacks for more than one turn. As you can see, Bolko is already level 4. He's well on his way to level 10, so he really doesn't need that much help. Jagania picks up a Devil Axe from the fighter. This axe has 100% accuracy, so it's pretty damn strong in this game. At the start of turn 5, I am initially going to pick up the Angelic Robe with Shido, but I decide to give her some chip experience instead. Sadly, I do end up missing the Brigand, which means that Jagania needs to visit the village instead. This means I can't give the Angelic Robe to Shido on this turn. Bolko chugs a Javelin at the fighter, and I tried to mop up the remaining brigands with my remaining units. Sadly, they are a little bit too high on health, and one of them is standing on terrain, so it's actually not possible for me to get any additional kills, so I tried to just get some chip experience. Every little bit helps. And with that out of the way, that is Chapter 1 cleared in 5 turns. I hope you guys enjoyed this post-commentary playthrough of The Swinging Sword. Let's see if I'm able to beat this entire game with this mode. I think it's going to be very tough. So yeah, give this episode a like and a comment if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.